Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. Today we're going to be starting a new game as the Lumeris. Now I did see a number of people in the comments of the last episode talking about wanting to see a custom faction designed to optimize game victory speed. Like, basically, what's the most broken faction you can build with the custom factions tool? And I don't think I've talked about this at all. But basically they just, they give you access to all of the underlying stuff if you want to build your own factions out of it. This is a thing that was in Endless Legend as well. And I think that's a really cool idea, and I'm down for that. I want to do that after this game, but I want to be able to put a little bit of thought into how I build that. I think it might take a couple of days of consideration, and right now, when I am like a day and a half late on uploading the episode, is maybe not the moment for that. So, Lumeris now, custom faction shenanigans, next game. I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to this. Because first of all, I think the Lumeris are super cool, and secondly, I don't do economic victories almost ever, right? Like, my default mode is, hey, let's get all the science. So this will be good for me. So the core deal here with the Lumeris is that they use dust to colonize instead of building colony ships. You just buy new planets, and we can negotiate and trade outposts. We can sell our outposts after we've paid the dust fee to start the outpost on the planet that will then grow into a colony. We can trade the outpost to other players, and we can theoretically get them to trade their outpost to us. I don't think I've ever had that happen, but it's something that could be done. I've never traded one of my outposts out either. They seem incredibly valuable, right? But I guess once we get to that point in the late game where we're butting up against, well, let's be realistic, where we're 3 or 4 planets above our over-colonization threshold, and there's still lots of great real estate out there, maybe it does make sense to buy planets and then trade them off. I bet the AI would value them fairly highly, so that might be interesting. And our core population type is +1 dust with another 3 dust if the planet they're on is fertile. We also start with a unit of Nashast, which I think is one of the worst minor citizen types. I'm sure I've said a lot in the past about how difficult it is to keep the militarists out of your Senate if you engage in any military stuff at all. And if you're not going full hardcore let's always fight, the militarists are a really bad party to have around. So I don't like to see plus militarist political opinion, and then they don't produce resources. Like, sure, they help defend your planets, but resources, man. If you have more resources, you could just build another ship or two and not get your planets not have ground troops landing on your planets in the first place. Also, we are blockade breakers. Our trade routes cannot be blockaded by opponents that we are at Cold War with. Generally, it is the case that you can go into blockade mode around a system and just stop all trade route travel through that system. In order to do that to the Lumeris, you do have to declare actual formal war on them. +20 approval on all of our systems, all the time. If you've been watching the last couple of games, you know this is incredibly valuable. And efficient explorers. We have +1 probe stock, +1 maximum probes on each exploration ship. And then, of course, we have 2 starting techs. We start with the supermarkets and basic diplomacy tech and rare earth foams, which is kind of not great, but it is a prereq, or it is a facilitating tech for 2 techs that are quite good, so it's not a total waste. And we have this thing, the Extended Consortium. We have 1 more trading company capacity than everybody else does. Our starting situation is we have the world of Genis here, which for some reason is not showing. Every starting world has a couple of bonus points of resources on it. For some reason it's not showing those in the tooltip here. We'll see them when we get in. We have a republic, so 2 political parties, and the effects of our laws are increased in a lot of cases by about 1.5, but the actual scaling is different from law to law. And with the pacifist party in charge, and we're going to want to try to maintain that as much as possible. So staying out of combat, that's important to us. Alright, let's get going. Pretty much the same stuff as before. You know what? We don't really need to force ovoid. Let's put this on random. I've been enjoying the unpredictable galaxy shapes. Everything else, pretty much normal. Same weird colors. I gotta say, I really like the Lumeris aesthetic. I like the weird space fish frog thing they have going on, and I also really enjoy their music. You're about to hear a little bit of it in this intro cinematic. Very, inspired by, I don't know if it's the Godfather theme specifically, but mob movies from that era, at least. I thought with the bar filled up, I thought we were cool. We were going to go right into it. Nope, the bar needed to back up and fill up a little bit more. But now, cinematic. Nope, that would have been cool if that had worked.
Sure.
Here we go.
The families have disagreements.
That's why we have codes.
To work together. You don't steal the fish from somebody else's plate.
The second he walked in, I knew the kid was different. He'd take risks. Break the rules that tied my hands. But he ignores the codes. Goes overboard.
And dust, powerful stuff.
No personal use.
So we collect it, invest it.
And he misuses dust.
Complaints get handled here.
Not in back alleys.
Applies, shall we say, unnecessary force. Maybe he knows dust, but I know the families. And I need both of those to take the galaxy.
So yeah, like you can tell the horns are very, very mob movie, but then it has that like endless series sort of reverby drum thing going on underneath it. I think it's a really nice theme. So I'm noticing immediately, starting system, 3 inhabitable planets. Fantastic, right off the bat. Let's have a look. So we have our home system of Genesis 8642. I guess we can pull up the readout here. 8642, pretty good to start with. Are these the 2 inhabitables? Awesome. Nope, not all of the curiosities, but most of the curiosities are on the inhabitable planets. And we have Eden Incense right away, which is cool. So 8642, 8346, and 8443. We are going to have a really easy time growing population through our home system, and all 3 of these planets are fertile, which means we're getting our extra Lumeris dust output. This is a good start. If these curiosities turn out to be worth anything at all, it's going to be maybe one of the best starts we've ever had. So things are pretty standard here. Of course, we have our 2 scout ships. We don't get a colony ship because, of course, we cannot. That's not a thing for us. So let's throw our starting hero onto one of these. Yelchin or Dara Arakio. I'm pretty sure this is the right thing to do with every faction. I guess I should have looked at his skills and made sure that it wasn't, for some reason, correct to just immediately go onto the planet. And you know what? Now I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe. Plus 10 dust per anomaly on colonized planets could end up being really powerful, depending on how many of those curiosities turn out to be anomalies. And because we're using dust to settle early on, getting extra dust building early on is really valuable. Speaking of, extra dust right away. Yeah, so obviously this is quite strong. Ordinarily, I like Optimal Operations Expert early a lot, but given the importance of dust to our early expansion, maybe it is right to go this way. We don't actually have to make the decision yet, but something to think about. Alright, let's search. So titanium, potatoes, and some kind of positive anomaly. Mineral rich. Unfortunately, this is the world that we can't yet inhabit. What are we, desert. Okay. Single moon, mineral rich. 111.6. That's pretty good. Alright, we'll get our drone networks up first, as ever. And I'm going to do the same law thing we usually do, because early science is very powerful. We don't have access to that law. Was there a patch? Huh. I'm surprised. Okay, this is not as bad for us as it would be for a lot of people because we naturally have plus 20. Actually, okay, so we have loyal. We're happy and loyal naturally because of the plus 20 approval that we get for free from Optimistic 2. So actually, I probably don't want to pull us down below that level, right? I suppose it's actually probably a dust gain, right? Because right now, what we're getting from being as happy as we are is plus 15%, but this would be 12. And 12 is a lot more than 15% of our total output right now. So yeah, let's enact the Super Tax Act. We'll see our approval level drop down to normal content, but we actually did gain 6 dust per turn. I guess we lose food on that, though, and yeah, maybe that's not right. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll cut it next turn, but early dust is like actually really, really important for us. Let's take this caravel. You note the base Lumeris scout design, very fast, and thanks to our racial trait, 1 extra probe. It's pretty handy. Let's go ahead and swap these mods out. Okay, so those ones are those. So that we can update this ship and immediately have all of our probes back. And then I think ordinarily I would fire a lot of probes off. I'm a little hesitant to throw all of our dust away early because of the fact that we needed to settle. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember how much the first outpost costs. So that's information that would make this decision easier. You know what? We need vision. I'll do it one more time. So I'm going to send a probe right into the middle. Absolutely. Hey, actually, yeah, there we go. Hey, actually do that, please. And then I think into our galaxy over here. Into our half of it, anyway. And let's do swap back and retrofit. Okay. We'll figure out exactly what we want to do with this guy next turn, when he has movement. So, you know how I feel about xenolinguistics first? It's even better here because we have a source of titanium available really early. That said, our science output is pathetic. Well, we gotta get this building before we be able to actually build the science building that would get us xenolinguistics more quickly first anyway. And then where's the desert tech for us? Okay, same place as normal. It's a shame it's so deep. We'll figure it out though. That world's valuable. Make sure we get it. One last thing before we hit end turn. Lumeris are on what is this? Dark Glitter. And Nashast are on, is that... what is that resource? I didn't even remember what that one's called, but that's definitely a tier 3. So we probably will not be boosting our Nashast at any point during the game, which is fine because I actually don't. I'd like to minimize this population. Plus attacker or plus damage to attacker during ground battles. Ground battle defense strategy unlocked. That's interesting. They give you a new ground battle defense strategy. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. And then of course our collection bonuses, as you might imagine, are plus dust. And oh, this ignores blockades entirely. That's okay, not great, I think. I don't know. By the time we're at 50 Lumeris, actually, our trade companies might be such a large percentage of our total income that I might be really happy about that. All right, is there anything else that we need to do before we end the turn? No, I don't think so. I think we're okay. Okay, this is not super helpful. We may need to discover the wormhole tech earlier than I usually do. Well, soon we'll have access to Eden Incense. It is a shame that our titanium deposit here is so small. I think I'm going to keep this this law running for a little while, at least until we see the first settleable colony and I know how much dust we're talking about to settle it. Yeah, like that. So we got a large forest world with titanium on it, and some other kind of resource. Okay, this is not a bad setup. 226? Absolutely. I assume what's happening is that there's a bustling private colonization industry on our home planet, and our government is paying them to do the work. Colony in 24 turns. That's not super great. We'll be able to turn this on soon, though. And the food ships arriving from Pegasus will handle it. I went and looked because I was like, Pegasus can't possibly be the name of that system, but turns out. Alright, obviously we want to save all of the actual curiosity searching for the hero. So we're probably going to have to build... I'm sometimes a little bit slow on cerebral reality, but we're definitely going to have to build cerebral reality here, because we need the science really badly. Also, given the way things are going, I think we can probably cut Super Tax Act now. Yeah, it'll still bump us back up above Happy, and the amount of dust we're getting from it, now that we know we have enough, now that we know that we did have enough to settle that first colony, the amount of dust we're getting from it is probably not worth the amount of other stuff that we're losing. Including science, actually. Okay, so we found something pretty compelling over here. I always am interested in 5-planet systems. Dust load, Komatiite volcano, strange fossils, and dense atmosphere. Multiple moons, a couple of Eden incense. Yeah, this is valuable. I'm assuming that there won't be any wormholes out to there. This is probably going to be a free space movement kind of thing, but we are maybe going to want to pick that up quickly. Okay, it's Hyperion. That's pretty great. What a good world. I mean, we do still need to grow, we do still need to build. Yeah, we'll get to the dust. It might be worth... we don't have to look at these, we know what they are. It might be worth resetting their probes. Like, updating the ship design again and resetting their probes so that when they hit Ita, they have 3? Yeah, because there actually are 3 curiosities there. And as it is, if we leave right now when we get to Ita, I believe we will only have 2. Yeah, that's probably worth the dust. Try to curry favor as quickly as we can. So we'll make initial contact. Oh, we bribe minor factions with dust rather than with influence. That's actually really good, because what I was about to say is, I don't know how much we want to bribe these guys, given that we need to have influence to speed up the growth of our colony. Also, this is a really good unit of minor population for us. Plus 25 industry. Holy crap, we have got to take these guys over. This is so good. And it's good in general, but it's also really, really good for our starting position here. We have access to a lot of early anomalies. Okay, I'm just going to bribe these guys. I was going to say as much as we can afford to. I guess what I mean is the one time that we can afford to. We'll definitely bribe them again next turn, and then we'll search their curiosities, and that'll be enough approval to get them to at least give us their quest. This is a good start. Is a good start pending me not doing anything to screw it up. Okay, before we take any actions at all, let's get in on the faction quest. Alright, so, I chewed Arden out after that fiasco. He managed to upset all 3 of the other families, not to mention a few of my Mio siblings. How much clearer can instructions be than do what you gotta do and don't get caught? The kid had promise, but more papilla than propriety. Brash is good, but brash and canny is better. As the current head of the families, I wanted to keep the others off balance, not start a war. It doesn't matter, he said. They don't understand dust any better than we do. They'll be back one by one to do business with us. New business, galactic business, measured in dust, not Sakan. What do you know? First was Oros Arakio herself, in a wheelchair, but with eyes that glinted like harpoon tips. She pointed a limb toward the sky and said, "Up there. We're going to go there. Build there. No zoning laws, no building codes. Give me access." When she leaned forward, it was like she was ready to spear a fish. Let's get rich. The Mios, the Arakio, together. She left, and Arden and I had barely started discussing the possibilities when Irio Furbarda strode in, worth 3 million Sakan, but looking like his clothes cost 10. No detritus, here's the deal. Developing space means stations, ports, docks, factories. We know there's cheap labor out there, and no workplace safety hassles and whiny environmental regulators. The Omokar can develop the galaxy. You bring us in, we cut you in. Everybody wins. And, late at night, sometime after their evening services to their whale gods, Joden Kern Adalanselam arrived, ready to sell seawater to a squid. You know what you need, but I'll tell you anyway. Exploration, protection, freight, tourists. You need ships. Ships, you say? Who do I go to? Yeah, that's right. Lanselam, us. Colonies and outposts means trade, travel, ships. Let's do this thing. He pointed out the window. Boom! Arden and I were grinning at each other when he left, but for different reasons. So, who do we work with? I mulled. Doesn't matter, he said. This is just the start of the game. We can pick and choose. But you know what the end game's gonna be. He leaned in. Expensive cologne. I wondered who else was paying him. Dust. It's all gonna come down to dust. So we gotta pick which of the other three major families we want to work with here. We can assimilate one minor civilization to team up with the Arakio, who want to develop colonies far from the eyes of taxmen and regulators. We're gonna do this, right? So this is just kind of like a free win for us. We could team up with the Omokar, be present on at least 4 planets. Easy enough, you know, once we have this outpost up, and then the 2 other planets in our home system, right? 300 dust is a powerful reward for us as well. They own construction on Genis and want to own it in space too. I'm not exactly sure how the branches work out. I haven't played Lumeris in quite some time, so it may be that Omokar is good because they're the construction people, and they may have more construction-themed rewards to the next part of the branch. Or we could work to Lanselam, discover at least 50% of the systems in this galaxy, in case you didn't want to get the first step of your faction quest done until turn 70. And then they give the worst reward as well. So, it's one of these two. Development versus construction. Well, we know we're going to do this. We know we're going to do both of these. I don't know. I'm honestly torn. I think let's go Omokar here. Dust is powerful. The Omokar own construction on Genis and want to own it in space, too. Cheap labor for their sites means cheap labor for Mios farms and refineries as well. Alright. Be present on at least 4 planets. It's something we obviously want to do very much. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. We're pretty far off of laying down a 3rd colony. But these guys are our 3rd colony, right? I can't do the retrofit and the bribe. What's the retrofit going to cost me? 34? We're going to end up 1 dust short of being able to bribe them next turn before doing the search. Kind of thinking maybe I'm going to turn that law on again. You know what? We may as well do this with this ship. Because I think that other ship's going to be busy for a while. I'm wondering if it's worth doing this because we might get dust from it. But maybe we just turn that law back on and that's how we get our extra dust. Yeah, there's nothing we can do down here. I don't even know why I looked. No, I probably want to save the curiosities for the hero fleet to hit. That'll probably be the last thing he does before he swaps back to the planet. So, I do have a probe though. We should shoot it somewhere. We've uncovered all this space. Shooting this way is going to be... it might reveal something. Ah, look at that. We narrowly missed another minor faction. Here, let's just shoot off, like, this way. Okay, so let's do something to increase our dust output very slightly. That's not the button I wanted. Here we go. Super Tax Act, right? Yeah, this is no good for us. This is no good for us. Do it. Alright, that's going to be good. So the reason I want to make sure we can do this this bribe right now is that the cost of the bribe is going to be based on the amount of industry, or the amount of approval we're currently gaining with them each turn, which means that after we do the searches here, which will give us approval, it will be more expensive to bribe them. Let's get that done right now, then go ahead and cut that law again. I know the dust is important, but we got some basic technology that needs to get finished here. Okay, just resources, but it'll translate into a lot of approval. So in just a couple of turns, they're going to start paying us. That's going to almost pay for itself, right? And there is another Starline out of here I had not noticed because it was behind the symbol. Not a lot of decisions to make yet, aside from what we're doing with the scouting fleet. We will have to figure out how we're going to actually colonize any of these worlds. And obviously we got to get free movement, because Alcyone is extremely high value, and I will be very upset if somebody else takes it before I do. Actually, though, hold on. Can I just put down a colony here? Can I just put down an outpost? What's the one that's hospitable? Because we don't actually need to get a ship out here, right? Is it the case that if I get to 354, I can just do that? I'm actually not certain. Let's hope yes. Let's hope it's yes. Alright, is this just one? Nope, this is 3 curiosities. Okay, so we're going to be hanging out here for a minute. Man, maybe I should re-enable that law then? I can't believe I didn't think of that. Definitely want to put this up next. Alright, what do we have here? We have life form, and subterranean. So probably none of these are going to be dust loot. The subterranean one is maybe more likely than the life forms. Okay, dark glitter. That's actually a good thing for us to have found, because that lets us do this. Huh. That did not double. It says doubling its population effects on planets, but we went from +3 on fertile to +10. Was that... Is that a graphical issue, or did that actually do that? I'm wondering if it actually is +6, but the tooltip's just wrong. I don't know. So as it is, we're still growing. If I put on that law and drop us down to content here, we might actually lose so much food that we're no longer growing because we're sending food off to the colony. Oh, I should also hit this button because that first food ship's about to arrive. Yeah, let's put the law on anyway. It's pretty important. 65 per turn is a good place to be. And I think we're just going to hang out here, search all these. Because we only have one anomaly on the colonizable planets, so his initial bonus isn't super good, but I guess he'll probably have both points of optimal operations expert by then. Oh, yeah, sure, I should probably also be researching technology. That's a fair point. So we don't really need to rush galactic commodities or multi-thread management, which are the two things that you usually want to get when you have good dust income, because we intend to use a lot of our early dust income for settling. What we really want to do is pick up technology that makes it easy for us to settle in places that are valuable. So what are those places? If we wanted to pick up the systems out here... Echius as a one-planet system is not exactly blowing my mind. If we wanted to pick up some of the worlds in Alcyone, Savannah would be a good one to get. Guyana's Ash, and Steppes. Ooh, and a Tree of Worlds. That's a very strong anomaly. Steppes is easy to get, right? It's like right around here, I think. Maybe not. Oh no, okay. Machine bacteria. It's on a tech that doesn't have anything else I like on it, which is unfortunate. But, like, xenobiology is really good, because public-private partnerships are really good, so we grabbed this and machine bacteria, eukaryotic sap, and then we figured things out from there. That'll give us a couple of good places to sit down new colonies. Alright, Cephaloros like us enough that we are now receiving money from them. Every little bit counts. And what is this? Psychagogia. Okay. That's a pretty good world. And it's immediately colonizable. It's tiny, but, like, look at the Then we got a huge toxic, small steppes, small barren with a dust nebula. I love the fact that so many of the anomalies are actually visible on the worlds. It's a little touch. It doesn't really matter, but it means a lot in terms of like how impressive the system looks when you arrive. We're definitely going to let this ship actually search all this stuff. So you guys are just sitting until you can finish off Gatria. I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm sure that it's going to become obvious that I misplayed it somehow, because it's just kind of how it goes. But I have to say, for now, I'm feeling really positive. Check this stuff out. What do we got? Okay, incense and red sang. Red sang's alright. I kind of want to go with Eden Incense for our initial system booster, just because influence is so hard to come by in the early game. But we'll see. We'll see what turns out to be most available to us. That's probably what's going to make the difference. We have discovered Autopelagic Life and 150 dust. Fantastic. I'm very excited about that. So what do we need to be at to grab a new system? It was 3 something, right? 360? And is it the same regardless of which one of these we do? Yeah. Population cap here is 5, but man, what a good world. It's hard to build stuff on. It's also a pretty good system. Like, obviously, a dust nebula is a lot of fun for us. It's a barren world. Barren is... Fearful Symmetry is quite good, too. Barren is over on the left side. It's Adaptive Bureaucracies. Yeah, so it's a tech that's available to us and that we have the facilitator for already. It's probably going to have to be Psychagogia, right? This extremely cool system is now 3rd. Plus, Psychagogia has value as a bottleneck from whatever else is on our constellation with us. And by whatever else, I mean Horatio.
Fortune smiles, for Horatio is willing to speak with you.
Sometimes you can get Horatio into a pretty friendly stance. We'll have to hope that this is one of those times. I need one more turn before my thing is ready. Are we cool here? Yeah, we are all done here. Well, I didn't see which side that Horatio ship came in from, so let's have a look around. His scout ship hit Aldebaran and went this way, which leads me to believe it came from this side, because that's how I would move. Then again, we know that the AI doesn't always do the smartest thing. Alright, I think I'm not going to keep the hero on this fleet for long enough to go to Guyana. Let's get this search done and get the hero in place. Because we could be making use of those skill points by now. Okay, so let's warp the hero back to base. A little bit of extra food and industry. We've got to be getting pretty close on this colony being finished, right? 10 turns. So yeah, this next food ship to hit is going to do most of the work. I think the pirate fleet that spawns here next turn will probably move away quickly, so I think we should be able to search this. And the Ita are willing to... Wow, I was expecting this to be more expensive. I don't know why. Alright, what's up, guys? After the first official contact with the Cephaloros, you are somewhat surprised when you receive a crumpled note a few days later. The leader wants a secret meeting with you, away from prying eyes. Curious, you agree. After your personal bodyguards have scoped out the location, you meet the Cephaloros leader in the shadows. I'll get straight to the matter, the leader says. I have a weakness for gambling. Skimmer racing, to be precise. The Cephaloros steps closer, stepping into a shaft of light. Very thematically appropriate for the faction that we're playing here. I owe a lot of dust. And, what's this to me, you reply. Build me a new track complex, exclusive, opulent, high-spec, somewhere close, but well hidden, and I'll give you the keys to the kingdom. The thought of an underground racing site on a virgin world in one of your systems appeals greatly, especially if it brings the Cephaloros into the fold. Maybe you'll even have a flutter yourself. So take control of a planet in a new system adjacent to Ida to get 100 dust and the civilization you want. I don't know if Hadar's going to count because it says new system. It may be regarding this as already mine because I have a colony on it, or an outpost on it rather. So we might have to take Aldebaran for this to count. Of course, we were going to do that anyway. And yeah, the food output on this system is actually so good that we'll spend 150 dust doubling it, and this will become a colony quite quickly. It's a good start. It's a good, strong start. Let's hope I don't do anything to screw it up too badly. So we want to grab this barren world next, maybe? You know, the steppe world here is actually still very good. Yeah, you know what? Let's still get the steps technology. Eukaryotic sap and adaptive bureaucracies are both high on the list after that, though. Alright, and we're just about to finish Xeno-Industrial Infrastructure, which is going to be great for us. Fertile temperate, fertile temperate, fertile temperate. Like, we get this, and then we start colonizing out these other planets, and this is going to be a fantastic engine that we build on this system. Alright, let's push forward a little bit more here. So, the outpost on Aldebaran completed the quest for us. We did it, and also we did it. These guys look strong, eager, and not that smart. What else could you want in your factories? These minor civilization rubes look like they've never seen civilization before. They're happy to have a steady job, and we're happy to help them spend their paychecks. It's a win-win, but there are more opportunities out there. Some dissident is starting to organize the minor civilization workers, maybe? That's a low blow. It's going to take some payoffs to get things moving again. Reach 150 dust per turn in one of your systems. You know what? I think I will. Thank you for the invitation. And the Black Tax Authority system improvement increases your home system dust output by 30%. Oh, increases the dust output of a system by 30% if it is a home system. So we can do this on the Cephaloros planet and on... oh, man. It feels like things are going really well, right? Wow, Adamantian, huh? I guess the Horatio have some pretty good probe tech. Okay, we discovered a unit of population there. A positive anomaly and pulsos. Pulsos are very, very good. Also, am I gonna get a probe next turn? It's gonna be 2 turns. I might just hang around so we can grab this curiosity before we move on. And I don't see a pirate fleet at this world. I think we're close enough that we would. Alright, what do we have built on Ita so far? Nothing, but they did manage to get evolved soils going here. So obviously we're not going to be able to rebalance our population just yet because we can't make spaceports until we have level 2 system development. But, I mean, I guess I may have mentioned this once or twice already, but I'm feeling really good about our start. And we're at 583, like, we could just... Well, we can almost do this. 662, wow, that's expensive. I think I would rather... Nah, this got more expensive, too. I'm sure the cost of these is based on the number of systems you own, so the fact that we just gained a system is why. But I think we should probably go ahead and double that. And then, was it 662? Okay. Alright, we're working on it. So, the question is, do I want to grab public-private partnerships before or after going to these other worlds? I think the answer is after. 10443 is quite good. Yeah, I think we'll go here. I might even move the population over. I know the industry output is a little bit lower, but the food output being higher might make it worthwhile. Of course, we haven't any population growth because we are constantly sending food ships out to other systems. Are you getting your food shipments from Pegasus? Maybe we could pull those from Ita instead to lower the food burden on Pegasus. Yeah, that makes us... It's a little more secure, especially considering that Hadar's about to get done, and Aldebaran doesn't actually need food shipped in anyway. Am I allowed to say don't ship me food? No, doesn't look like it. Okay. So we really, really don't need it. Alright, here's hoping that this ship makes it to Vienna and is able to search the curiosities here. Oh, it looks like they are present. Alright, we do have an offensive module and a defensive module, so I believe pirates don't have defensives. So yeah, I think if we just pull up close, the fact that we have defenses is going to cause us to beat them. They have more health than we do, and their weapon systems are more powerful than ours. Let's give it a try, though. We have hull plating absorption, and all we need to do is not die. We don't even have to kill them. Wow, they did actually no damage to us. Huh, they started at long range. Weird. Plus 25% short-range defense bonus on ships. Is there a generalized defense bonus for being at short range? How is it the case that there's still so many things I don't know about this game? Alright, well, anyway, we did that, so now we should be able to do this. Unfortunately, I only have one probe available. We found 5 XP for this ship. Okay, not exactly what I was hoping to get out of those ruins. You need to sit for one more turn. But yeah, control of Aldebaran is going to be very, very useful in keeping the Horatio out of my business. It's going to have to become a well-defended site or a place that can build ships very quickly, though. So I should just attack them then, right? Like, let's try to actually run this ship out. It would be cool if this thing was dead. Did they do it again? They sure did. What a weird... It's a short-range ship, right? Oh, no. Ah, that's why they're not doing any damage to me. These are torpedo pirates. I just kind of assumed they were bullet ships because every pirate ship I've ever seen, I think, has been a... I mean, every starting game pirate ship I've ever seen has been a bullet ship. Man, starting as torpedoes is, that's rough. Bad luck for them. I should probably actually look at our approval. So we're 54 content. Everything would jump up to happy if we cut this law, but we would lose a considerable amount of dust at this point. Actually, would we? We're bringing in 20 dust per turn. Yeah. Plus 15% to our dust from being happier is still lower than the 20 we're getting off the law. And as soon as we have enough dust to run this other colony out, I think we'll cut the law then. Oh, right, the deeds. I kind of forgot about these. To be fair, we actually were headed for this one as hard as we could head for it. I don't know that there's anything I could have done to make that happen faster. That's going to be a colony in 4 turns. Maybe fewer, depending on how fast that ship moves. This is going to be a colony in 5, yeah, so... I tried. I tried to be in control of 4 systems in a constellation. I really did. Alright, we're just going to keep doing this thing. Seems like I'm going to very, very slowly get to kill this guy without taking any damage at all. And that's actually, like, if these pirates remain torpedo pirates instead of bullet pirates, we're in really, really good shape for not having to ever worry about them. Hearing myself say torpedo pirates out loud, it sounds a lot dirtier than I intend it to be. It is not a euphemism. They're just pirates who love torpedoes. I didn't sound bad. I don't... You know what I mean. You know where I'm coming from. Man, that's a long... Oh, okay, that's not all one ship. I saw the... When I saw the wireframe from, like, back here, I was like, does he have mediums already? But no, it's just his ship and my ship. Engine to engine there. Alright, so Pegasus is now... getting really powerful. We're definitely going to pick this world up as well. Then we'll make public-private partnerships. And then, I don't know, we might go for this. I don't know. This world is another 30 industry for us, and then when we build this, it will be 90 extra science. Ah, it feels good. So, do we actually want to bump everybody over here? Like, if I do this, what does it do to our build times? And maybe we leave the nest behind. The food output isn't actually changing anything at the moment, right? Yeah, because our food's all screwed up from the ships. So I guess let's run the industry for as long as we can. As soon as that other outpost becomes a colony and we're no longer getting powerfully negged by sending food to it, then we'll move everybody over and try to quickly grow the system population. Should be very soon. And I feel like there was something else I was going to do this turn. I think we're going to keep the dust flowing. Yeah, I'm alright. This is good. So now we have the ability to colonize Steps worlds. Hold on, let's deal with this. Alright, this might actually be the last one. No, it's probably going to be one more after this. What a ridiculous little battle. We've just been floating out here for weeks shooting at each other. How do I still have ammunition? Okay, titanium projectile damage enhancer. Pretty fantastic. And the plus vision range bonus for this ship could be a little better. I didn't check to see if that pirate was also a missile weapon pirate, and I probably should have. Well, I'm going to hang out here and see if I can get away with searching the curiosities. I think we want to go straight into Xeno-industrial infrastructure on this one. Okay, so we have the ability to colonize Steps worlds. Oh, right, it's not showing up on Aldebaran because the other worlds in the system where you have an outpost always look uncolonizable. Then what do we have over here? A couple of savannas. And Savannah is on this side. Baryonic shielding, which is a pretty good tech in the first place. But maybe we want to pick up the ability to colonize barren worlds first, or... Now, you know what? Let's finish off this tier. So eukaryotic sap is good, but the ability to colonize Savannah worlds is probably a little bit more important. And the warp drive also is important, and the extra curiosity power is important. Yeah, let's go ahead and get baryonic shielding. This is going to give us a really, really good base of expansion. So is there anything else that I needed to do? I have this horrible nagging feeling. No, I think we're good. I think we're good to keep going. Political surveys showing pacifist geologist is leading, which is pretty much what I expected. I wouldn't be surprised to see scientists end up in the government by the end, though. We are picking up a lot of stuff in the science quadrant. Okay, actually, I think we're probably going to have to do both of the battles here. Okay, yeah. This is finally going to be the one. What a weird outcome. Okay, do I just sit here and siege the pirate world? Or hold it down until we can get some people in place to actually finish it off? No, there's important scouting to be done. This is not a good use of my time. And over here, do we have the same deal? We do, so turtle up. Okay, backtrack the paths of heroes by exploring 5 atmospheric curiosities. Well, I'll see what I can do. Are any of these atmospheric? Life form and life form. Oh, you know what? I should actually look at the population boosters for our other factions. So the Cephaloros are on the trees, and our points of Pulsos faction or Pulsos population haven't arrived yet, so we can't see what they're into. That's unfortunate. We do not have any tree access. Where is the dark glitter on this one? It's on... Okay, it's on this inhabitable tundra world. We're probably going to have to get this pretty soon, because we want to make sure we have enough dark glitter to keep ourselves boosted. Okay, Hadar is clean. We just finished all of the building we were doing on Pegasus. And I'm pretty sure we want to bump everybody over to Pegasus 4 now. Yeah, it's a gain in science and a gain in food for a loss in production. I think it's reasonable. And then it was 662 to get this, right? 686 now. I see the goalposts are moving. That's fine, we can still do that. Population booster has ended, but I think... Yeah, we should have enough glitter to run it for one more turn. Or for one more pass. And by the time that one's done, hopefully we'll actually have the dark glitter mining online. Alright, we know how this goes. Actually, it's not going that well. What was the outcome of that last battle? They're shield walling. Why is this turning out different? I guess this guy's a little bit lower level, but probably, I assume he is, but that shouldn't matter. Let's see. He is Rookie 2, while this ship is also Rookie 2. No, never mind. They are the same ship. Huh. Well, I didn't take any damage that time. It must have been during one of the earlier battles. He must have actually used a different tactic. And of course we're on the plus dust system. Why wouldn't we be? This is a phenomenal start. Okay, so at the next turn after we lay down the colony, we'll cut that law. At that point, we're going to go up to 79% approval here. So actually, infinite supermarkets will get us another approval level probably, so I think it's worth building. Hadar probably just needs to go to here. Are we on the right world? Yeah, extremely we are. You know what we really do need? We need to get our system development game online, because I really want to be able to move my population around a little bit. We could do it with potatoes or Eden Incense. Yeah, of those two, Eden Incense is pretty obviously the move. That said, Red Sang is extremely powerful as your first system development. We don't have any sources of it yet. Where's the Red Sang in the Aldebaran system? It's on this Steppes world that we will be able to inhabit. Well, I don't know. Maybe that'll turn out to be the play. We got a little bit of time yet. Okay, you don't have any probes. One more turn until we can inhabit Alcyone. And all of a sudden we have a world choice of which world to start on. The world tree was... Where's the world tree? This is not even that system. That's where it is. It's not on this system. So the strange fossils are definitely compelling. This world is 6562. Here we have 4354. 8346. So a fair amount more industry, but quite a bit less food over here. And also, this world has Eden Incense. Ordinarily, I settle for the higher industry worlds, because even though your colony will develop faster on higher food worlds, your ability to colonize other planets in the system after you have at least one is based on industry. So coming from a high industry world, it's easier to grab the other planets, but the difference here is small enough, and I don't want to be running food convoys from our other worlds forever, that I think I am going to go ahead and go to the Terran world. 700 now. That deal does keep getting worse. Okay, and with that, I think it is time to finally cut this law again. Oh, we got the ability to explore new curiosities, and it turns out there's a new curiosity. Actually, never mind. You don't have to turn around. We can search that with the system menu. That'll be fine. What is it? It is a ruin. So, probably not anything super cool, but let's find out. Let's be sure. I guess let's do it this way, because I really want to get these resources coming in. And Aldebaran has finished what it was doing. Not a lot of industry, but man oh man, that food. Population on this system is going to grow very quickly. So let's cut the Super Tax Act. I think we can come all the way down to only 55 dust per turn for a little while. In order to... oh no, we're 1 point of approval short of being happy here. But we're happy in all of the other systems. And we're going to be ecstatic in Pegasus next turn. Extra food and extra science and extra influence, all of which matter. Although influence matters a little bit less with these guys, because we're not using it to play with the minor factions in the early game. Okay, Adamantian. It's an interesting system, to be sure. We gotta build some actual ships to deal with Guyana. Obviously, I've had other things on my mind, but that's something we should probably deal with. Alright, so these food ships are coming in from Pegasus, which is a little bit of a shame, because Pegasus was finally about to really start growing. Although, actually, we're so happy here now that we're going to grow anyway. And the extra food from being on this higher food world doesn't hurt, certainly. So yeah, actually, things are going just fine. Tell you what, let's do one more turn here. Oh, sure, research, yeah. Do I want to grab adaptive bureaucracies? The only thing we really get out of it is the ability to colonize that barren world. Maybe we'd be better off getting on this stuff. Because, like, Alcyone has an ash world. So we pick this up, we'll be able to colonize 4 worlds in this thing right away, including the world that has the dust load. And it's a step toward system development. And also, Luxury's Lottery is a good building. Let me think here. Yeah, adaptive bureaucracies doesn't really help us that much. We will get an extra law slot from this tier. I suppose that's something. We should also actually be looking at our legendary deeds. So be the first to explore 50% of the galaxy. Not only are we very unlikely to get that, but the reward for getting it is very poor. Right, build the wonder, of course. Be the first to possess 20 star system improvements in your empire. We are actually currently ranked first on this. This we totally might get. 75 Red Sang makes it a lot more attractive to try to go for Red Sang as our initial system booster. I still don't know how I feel about that. How much Red Sang is in that deposit? It's a 2 per turn. That would be pretty slow going. Are there other Red Sang worlds around here? I don't see any. I don't know. It's not a decision we have to make right this second, but we're almost certainly going to get this, and we're not going to put any effort into it. It's just going to fall into our laps, so I'm not going to stress about it. Yeah, 2 turns to atmospheric filtration. That feels pretty alright. What do we have here? We have Toxic Barren Frozen. Or, well, gas. Toxic Barren gas. Alright, all stuff we're working on. Actually, you know what? I might even do one more turn, because what I really want is to see the election. We'll make the election happen, and then we'll call it. Alright, one more turn on that probe. Ratio's getting an eye full. We could close our borders to him. We could get antagonistic, but I don't know that I think that's actually very valuable. Let's go ahead and go for this. If we can get it, it would be huge. Obviously, lots and lots of extra dust on the Lumeris home system is a big deal. And it is nice to be ecstatic this early in the game. Even though we're sending out food chips, we're still population growing. Obviously, your home system having 3 population on turn 20 is not ideal, but there's something to be said for the fact that we're going to be at 5 systems, or yeah, 5 systems pretty soon. Do I want, actually, maybe I should switch the food poll to Ita so that the home system can grow more. Because really, a lot of the food's coming from here anyway, right? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so that puts the home system at 68 food per turn. I feel a little bit better about that. Okay, let's see the results of the election. So we don't have the resources to do anything but throw our official support behind a faction, and I'm pretty sure we want it to be the pacifists. Right thing rule is kind of whatever. +1 dust for every citizen is pretty cool. This is not really great, but once you start getting into Make Love Not War, and then especially the My Precious Precept and the Fair Trade Bill, you can start to see how these are pretty great for us. Scientist and ecologist laws are also fine. Green fertility, not bad for us at all. We have quite a few anomalies. But yeah, I think the pacifists are the way we're going here. And I believe they should win the election. I'm not at all certain who will come in second. It's looking like the industrialists, actually. Not a bad one. Not a bad poll. So the new colony rule... Okay, the new colony rule is something we maybe should run for a little bit. Unfortunately, it will not give us the approval bonus for the systems that we have recently colonized within the last 5 turns. I'm pretty sure that is a triggered effect. It has to be extant when the colony finishes, but we are at least going to get it in the pretty near future, right? Also, the Pulsos have arrived, and they are blue caps. Okay. Do not see any sources of blue caps. So it looks like we are not going to be growing our minor populations terribly effectively this game, probably. Oh, cool. Free technology at the cost of 100 science. I'll take it. And then we probably want to come over here and figure out what this is. Alright, I'm feeling really good about our prospects. Do we have to make any decisions this turn? We do. We have to pick a tech. So, do I want to just go ahead and unlock system development? We could grab Astrofinance. It's a little unusual because Astrofinance, the planetary specialization that meshes best with our race, actually isn't good for the types of planets we like to live on. For a lot of races, those things do dovetail nicely. Like, you know, the Sophons want to live on cold worlds, and then the plus science planetary specialization is good on cold worlds. So this is a little awkward for us, because we're trying to colonize as many fertile places as possible, meaning that this will have less effect than the similar thing will for a lot of other factions. Probably what we want to do is pick up marketplace access. We are mining some resources that we don't necessarily need to hold on to. We are eventually going to have good dust output, I swear. Scout's honor. And once we do, obviously, we'll want to be able to buy stuff. Multi-thread management is also valuable, though, because it does produce a lot of dust. Like, the intergalactic supermarket will be really good. We're probably going to end up getting both of them pretty soon. Let's start with this. And we found more Eden incense on Timos. Okay, well... Timos, wait a second. Oh yeah, okay, Timos, over here. Wait a second, where even is that? Alright, well, with that, I think that's going to be it for us for today. I would have to say, one of the better openings we've ever seen. So, come back next time, Monday. Monday, I swear. That's the plan, I swear that's the plan, at least. To see how I totally don't bungle this. And we'll see you then.